Oh no, is your dog treating you like the human equivalent of Brussels sprouts ducking away when you try to pet them? They might even have started turning their fluffy butt on you when you enter the room. What's going on? In this video, we're diving into 7 surprising signs that your dog might not be totally thrilled with you. One of the usual signs of dislike actually means the opposite. Stay tuned till the end. 7. Snuggle struggles. There's something soul-crushing about that moment when, brimming with love, you reach out to give your dog a little pat, only for them to duck their head or sidestep your affection like you're a door-to-door salesman. We humans mean well. Of course a touch is our go-to for warm fuzzies and bonding butt for our dogs. Now, don't get me wrong, most dogs are generally pro-pets, seeing it as the human equivalent of a nice grooming session. But here's where things get interesting. Sometimes, touch avoidance isn't because of some deep-seated issue or traumatic backstory. No, 90% of the time, it's caused by, you guessed it, too much affection. You know that cozy embrace that makes you feel all warm inside? Well, in your dog's mind, it's more like being trapped in a human straitjacket. Take the classic hug, for example. While we're all about the squeeze, your dog might be thinking, wait, am I being held hostage? The more passionately you hug, the weirder it might seem to them. And that friendly pat on the head? For us, it's second nature to reach for the top of a dog's head. It is a natural place for a human to reach butt to them. It can feel a tad predatory, especially since it usually involves us looming ominously above them. So, what's the fix? Try showing love in less controversial areas, like the back or neck, and before you dive in with those pets, let your dog sniff your hand first to show them you're here for a friendly exchange, not a surprise ambush. 6. Fur. Sonal space. Evening. Finally, you plop down next to your dog on the couch, ready for some couch potato bonding. And what does your dog do? They suddenly get the urge to nap in another room, or maybe they make a subtle shimmy away, giving you the classic side-eye as if to say, not so close, human. Here's the irony. A little distance can actually help bring you closer. Think about it if someone sat nose to nose with you every time you tried to relax. Even the strongest bond would hit its limits. Canine psychology shows that giving your dog a bit of space can make them more curious about you. Ignoring them is actually one of the weirdest, yet most effective ways to grab their attention. Soon, they might saunter over, giving you the "what's happening here?" look, and settle down next to you like the whole distance dance never happened. But if this cold shoulder becomes a regular occurrence, it could mean something more. If they're consistently avoiding eye contact, sidestepping your affection, or bolting out of rooms faster than you can say treat, they might be feeling uneasy or picking up mixed signals from you. Dogs don't hold grudges like we do, but if they're gravitating to their comfort zone, which might be anywhere but next to you, consider it a hint to build trust. 5. Bone dairy. Living together, it's easy to forget about boundaries, and even easier when that someone is actually your dog. Now, you might be thinking, if my dog pushes their nose in my face or butt all the time, do they even know what boundaries are? Trust us, they have them, and they're particular about enforcing them. Ever notice your dog won't eat unless you leave the room? It's not because they're self-conscious about their chewing face. Some dogs just don't feel comfortable being that vulnerable. If they're feeling uneasy or wary, food time is a moment for safety and relaxation. So if they're insistent on solo dining, they might not fully trust you in their most vulnerable moment. Dogs can be surprisingly assertive about other boundaries too, like their space. And if your pooch is frequently drawing these invisible lines, it could be a sign they're not 100% sold on you yet. Think of it as their way of saying, I like you, but let's keep things professional for now. But just like with people, trust and closeness with dogs come with time, patience, and a bit of understanding when they ask for some me time. 4. I don't care. You're leaning down for a little scratch behind the ears, and there it is, the look. You know the one. The sideways stare where you see more whites of their eyes than you ever knew existed. Cute, maybe, but in dog speak, this whale eye look basically means, please step back, human. Maybe you're a bit too close, reaching toward them too fast, or doing something they're just not cool with, like those nail clippers you tried to sneak out, or the doggy sweater that screamed fashion disaster. The best thing you can do when you spot the whale eye? Respect the warning glare and back off before they escalate to a more direct protest. 3. Bad to the bone. Isn't it frustrating when you're saying, "Come here," or calling their name for the 20th time and they still won't listen? Chances are, your dog hasn't suddenly lost their hearing. Nope, they've mastered selective hearing and they're just choosing to ignore you. This diva-level behavior often means they're not feeling totally secure or respectful toward you. We've all been there with that one friend or family member who talks, and we mentally check out thinking, yeah, I'll pretend I didn't hear that. So, while it's tempting to feel snubbed when your dog pulls this too cool for school routine, take it as a hint to work on the relationship a bit. Try incorporating positive reinforcement, rewarding them for responding, and maybe even adding some fun training games to spice things up. Over time, they might just see you as the cool, reliable leader worth listening to. 2. The lick of love. How often is your dog's tongue all over your face, hands, or toes? Most people think of licking as slobbery, kiss-a-spewer expressions of love. But here's the thing. Your dog's lick of love might not be about affection at all. While it's true that dogs lick as a way to connect, licking is often more about submission than love. In the canine world, lower-ranking dogs lick higher-ranking ones as a sign of respect, deference, or even appeasement. So, when your dog licks you, they might be trying to say, "I get it, you're the boss," rather than, "I love you so much." It's a gesture to keep the peace, not necessarily to show undying affection. To encourage true affection, focus on calm bonding experiences like belly rubs, playtime, and hanging out without expectations. Who knows? Those licks might turn into something closer to genuine affection, and hopefully with a bit less drool. 1. The wrecking paw. Ever come home to find your favorite shoes shredded or your new couch cushion transformed into a fluffy snowstorm? It's tempting to chalk up these creative expressions to boredom or pent-up energy. But what if we told you this could be your dog's way of saying, "I'm not thrilled with you right now"? Dogs are sensitive creatures, and if they're feeling neglected, anxious, or even a bit resentful, they'll sometimes take it out on the things you love most. Psychologically, dogs are drawn to objects with your scent-like shoes or hoodie sand. Destroying them is their way of handling complex feelings. In a way, they're saying, "Take that, human," while still finding comfort in your scent. Destructive behavior can also be a cry for attention. When dogs feel overlooked, any attention, even scolding, can feel better than being ignored. So, if you're living with a wrecking paw, it might be time to tune in a bit more. With a bit of bonding and mutual respect, you might find your pup retiring from their interior redesign career. If you ever feel like disciplining your dog is affecting your relationship negatively, it's not too late to fix that. All you need is this video showing you how to get your dog to love you more than anything. Warning: no hugs.